welcome everyone. I welcome you to my YouTube channel, Z Network Lessons. And also I welcome you to this series of Cisco ASA training. And in this lesson, we are going to see the lab demonstration of ASA clustering. So let's talk about the lab. First of all, in this lab, I'll be having 3 ASAs and I'll do the clustering with 3 ASAs. So I will have ASA 1 and then ASA 2 and then ASA 3. So I have 3 firewalls, and then what I'll do is I'll connect these firewalls. So basically in the lab, what I want to do is I want to connect all these firewalls to a single switch, and I want to show you the layer 2 connectivity as well. So I actually need, so let's draw the physical topology and then the logical topology. So all the firewalls will have 3 interfaces connecting to the switch like this, 2 and 3. Likewise, 1, 2, and 3. So I have 3 interfaces, and then I have R1, and then I have R2, right? Again, connecting to these. To the switch. Yeah, I have a switch here. So now in this case, what I want to build is a logical topology that looks like this one. So I have 3 firewalls, ASA1, ASA2, ASA3. Then I need the ETH0 going to the internet. Oh, this is ETH0. ETH0 of all the firewalls. So you know that in case of active clustering, you need the ASA models to be same hardware wise, same software wise, same, even licensing should be same. And I mean, you can kind of aggregate the license as well, and also the interface types should be same. Yeah. So the interface that I'm using on the outside Ethernet 0 should be the same on all other members of the cluster. So this should go to a switch, for example. It's just an and then I need a router here. So the outside is a router too. Okay. So this is what I want, and then I want again this to connect to, for example, this kind of topology I want. R1. And all the interfaces going like this, and this is like ETH1, ETH1, and ETH1, and then I have the ETH2, which is acting as the CCL here, cluster control link. But remember, this cluster control link should be on the same L2 domain, and they should be on the same L3 subnet. Okay, so here you can see what I'll do now. Now let's have the outside VLAN. So here I have VLAN 20, the red one, and then I have the green, which will be my VLAN 10, and then I have the cluster VLAN. Let's take it pink. This is my VLAN 172. Yeah. So now, so I have red. Okay, let me take the blue again. Yeah, so I have ETH0 here, ETH1 here, and ETH2 here like this. Same ETH0, ETH1, and ETH2. Likewise, ETH0, center one is ETH1, and this is ETH2. Okay, and then this like gig 00 on the router side, and the interfaces on the switch doesn't matter. We'll see in the lab what all interfaces I have taken. Okay, so what I'll do right now is for VLAN 10, so I want ETH0 for the outside, so that means ETH0 is VLAN 20. So this one is VLAN 20. Okay, and likewise this port is VLAN 20, and this port is VLAN 20, and likewise the green. So this is like VLAN 10 ETH1 inside. So you can see here ETH1. Yeah. So this is the ETH1, ETH1, same VLAN. And then inside R2, so this is also going to be the same VLAN. Then after that, I need the ETH2, and also the outside, that is R2, this has to be in the VLAN 20. Then for ETH2, I need these 3 links, which are going to be the CCL links, to be in VLAN 72. So here I need 3 VLANs on the switch, which is VLAN, all these VLANs, right? All these VLANs I need to create on the switch. So that is the configuration, one of the configurations. Then second configuration, what I need to do is I need to do the ether channel on the switch. Yeah, so what I need to do is I need to have the red ports in one ether channel, say port channel 20, and then the green in port green ports in port channel 10. Yeah, and yeah, that's it. That's the configuration on the switch. And then the ETH zeros would be part of one channel group, and ETH1 will be part of one channel group, right? Like we did in the port channel configurations related to interface redundancy. So that is the same. Once we do this type of configuration on the switch, then we have the logical topology like this with us. Yeah, so without wasting the time, let's begin with the configurations. Let me clear this. So the topology that I have is here. So this is the logical topology that I was showing, and this is the physical topology that we have. So let me go on first of all and turn on the devices, more action, and start all nodes. So I need to start this one, need to start this one, need to start the switch, need to start the router, need to start this router, and need to start the ASA. So you can see we have these 3 ASAs that these 3 ASAs, and I have a switch here which is kind of the ETH2, which are the CCL ports, right? They are in the same L2 domain. This can go to the same, like here I have the same switch, but then you have to segregate those with the VLAN, and they will have the same IP subnet 172.16.1.0, 1, 2, and 3 respectively from that subnet. So that is one thing. As you can see, this will be in a cluster group, say in CG1, cluster group 1, and then that is just the name, cluster group 1, right? And then you have an ether channel here. Then we will build an ether channel with these ETH0 ports on the ASA, and likewise ETH1 ports on the other side of the ASA, the LAN, right? So as you can see, we have the subnets. For the outside is 192.1.20. So 20 specifies the VLAN number, that is for outside, and then 10 specifies the VLAN for the inside, 10, 11, 11. And the interfaces would be .10 on both the sides, inside and outside, right? Yeah, so let's start with the configurations. So first thing first, what we need to do, we need to go to the switch and wait for the switch to boot up, and then we have to configure the switch. Yeah, so let me take a notepad. Here we have the notepad, minimize this. And what I want to show you is, so first of all, how to build the ether channel on the switch. Let's go to the switch and say enable, enter, then config T. Then you have the interface range. So you can see the ETH0 is going to the gig 00 here, and gig 01 and gig 02. So I'll take interface gig 00 to 2 as the range. Then I'll say channel. Okay, let's go to the this itself. Switch, that would be better. Yeah, enable. First of all, let's create 3 VLANs, 10, 20, and 172. Okay, enable config T. Yeah, VLAN 10, exit, VLAN 20, exit, VLAN 172, exit. So we created 3 VLANs. Now let's go to the interface range, gig 0 by 0 to 1 and 2. So here what I want to do is channel group. So that side which goes to each 0 is my outside. So each 0 is my outside here, you can see. So that is VLAN 20 channel group. Then the channel group number, this can be different from the VLAN, but I want to be, just for the configurations to be synchronized in the sense for troubleshooting and all. Then you specify the mode and the active. So this is the mode, and to make them part of the same VLAN, you can go to the interface port channel. Yeah, interface. So exit, interface port channel 20. Then here you specify, first of all, I'll do a shutdown to this. So this is very important for the order of operations. You shut down one side and then you configure the other side, and then no shut both the interfaces. So here what I'll do is switch port mode access and switch port access VLAN. This is part of the outside interface, so 20. Now I'm using the iOS. If you are, if you end up using the IOL, so you might have to go to the interface range and type these 2 commands. But if if you check here, do show run interface, interface gigabit 00, you will see the switch port commands are already there because I went on and I configured this on the interface port channel. But in case of IOL, this doesn't happen. Then you have to go to the interface and type these 2 commands. Do remember, because I will have these configurations on all the 3 interfaces automatically. Yeah, so that is the I have created the, if you go here and check the show channel group or port, ether channel here, ether channel summary, you will see that the 20 is there, but it is in the S and D. D means down, S means your capital S, right? Layer 2. So I have a layer 2 port channel here. Okay, so this part is done. This is my outside. For R2 also I have the outside. So the interface that goes to R2 is gig 3 by 1, right? So I'll go to interface gigabit 3-1 and say switch port. I'll make that switch port mode access, and I'll make that part of the VLAN 20, which is the outside, so that they are in the same L2 broadcast domain, right? Then I need to do the inside one, right? The ETH, which one? The ETH one side. So ETH 1 goes to the inside. So ETH 1 connects to 10, 12, and 11. So now go to interface range gigabit 1/0 to 2. Covers all the interfaces. Then you say channel group. This is 10, mode active. Then exit. Then go to the interface port channel. Which one? Port channel 10. Yeah, 10 is inside, and do a shutdown there first of all, and then you do the switch port mode access and switch port access VLAN 10 for the inside, and also you go to the interface for R1, which is G3 by 0, interface G3 by 0, and do a no shut. No shut is not required. Okay, I forgot the G. No shut is not required because this is switch. All the ports will be up anyways. Then what I'll do is I'll make this access port, and I'll assign this to VLAN 10, which is the inside. So that is it on the show VLAN brief. If you see, I want to see do show VLAN brief. I mean, this is the configuration on the switch side. So I have the gig 1 and 1 2. Gig 1, which is the each one, should be going to VLAN 10, and this is to VLAN 2. And okay, what I did something wrong. Okay, I didn't do the configurations for the VLAN 172. So the ETH2, which is going to be the CCL link. So I have gig 2.1 and 2.2 and 2.0. Okay, 2.0. So I'll go to the interface range. Gigabit 2/0 to 1 and 2. Yeah, 3 interfaces covered. Switch port mode access. Switch port access VLAN 172. So this is my CCL link. So they need to be part of the same L2 domain. So I made this configurations here. Now, what I need to do later, I have to come back when I configure the port channel on the ASA side. Then I have to come back and do unshut on the port channel on the switches. Yeah, so you can see these two are administratively down for now. Okay, great. Let's keep it like this. And now is the time to go to the ASA. Or before that, I can go to router 1. Say no to this, and router 2 as well. Say no to this. Now let's go to ASA 1. Here, what I need to do, I'll config T, and let's have a host name of ASA 1. Yeah, so this is my ASA 1, and I have the ASA 2. Enable config T, just for the confirmation sake, I am going to change the host name. This will automatically change later when I do the cluster. Enable config T, host name ASA3. Okay, great. I have all the ASAs up now. I want my ASA 1 to be the master. So how do I do it? First thing first, you go to that particular interface, which is our ETH2, that is going to be the CCL. You go to that interface. Okay, enable config T, and you say ETH2 no shut, right? So this is the command. You have to go into every ASA and put it down. First thing first. Yeah, no shut ASA 1, and then you have the ASA 2. Okay, interface ETH. Why you don't have ETH2 here? ASA show interface IP brief. If I do, you don't have the ASA2 is having some issues. Let's go to ASA3, show interface IP brief. I see it's also having some issues. So let's close this. And for the time being, I just want to do is I want to stop these two and wipe and wipe. If not, then I have to again do what? Delete this and add new nodes. Let's start again and hope that this works now. Okay, till the time being, what I want to do is on the ASA, now that show interface IP brief, you see that the which one? The interface is up E2. Now, first thing first, what you do is you go and configure the cluster interface mode. Say spanned. So we are going to the spanned, or if you want to go to the and do the individual interface mode, you can say individual and enter. But what I want to do is span. Once you have done the span mode, it will automatically, even if you write areas or something, it will stay in that mode. How do you confirm? Show, I think cluster mode, cluster interface mode, yeah, like this. So this is the command that you type to see the current mode. So my mode is right now is span, right? So that is one of the verification commands that you can use to verify what mode your firewall is in. So I want to do the span, right? So I've done the span command mode. Now, next thing, I need to go to the interface ETH2, or what you can do is you create the cluster First of all, say cluster group, then minus CG1. Inside the cluster group, what you do? First thing first, you have to get the key. You can give the key, but let's go for the LAN. LAN unit, I think. Local unit, yeah, local unit. Then I will say this as primary. This is just a name. You can say ABC, something like that. This will come on the after the host name. Yeah, primary, just for the configuration sake, that I know this is the primary, secondary, the tertiary, right? So that is one thing. Then what you do is cluster interface command, and you specify the E2 is my cluster interface and the IP. Then you give the IP address. 16.101 is my IP address for the ASA1. Likewise, I will have 2 and 3. So that is clear now. Now you give the priority. Lower the priority is preferred. Okay, so 1 is lowest. If you go here and head like that, so 1 to 100 you can configure. 1 is the lowest and the priority. So this will be my master. Yeah, then you give the key Cisco. So what I have configured is, if you go here, I've configured the cluster interface. I've configured the key, local unit, priority. Now I need to enable it. Cluster interface I configured, right? And then at the last you will say enable. This is how you enable the cluster, and you confirm with the yes. Now to check the cluster, the command is show cluster info. This is the verification command. Now you can see that this is in a state of election, and as there is no other firewall participating in this cluster election, this will become the active. So wait for this, and let's for now go to ASA2 and see if that has been resolved. I was having some issue, right? ASA2. No, it doesn't seem to work. Now let's go to ASA3. This has booted up. Go to ASA2. No, it's not. Close this. Stop it. And I need to go to ASA1 again and see. So you can see now that from disabled it has been transition to master. So now if you again do the verification command, you can see this is the master. So the best part about the cluster is that all the configurations will be done on the master, and then it will be replicated to all the slaves or the other member groups. Yeah. So now to make the other firewall as the members, you need to go to the other firewall and just do the bootstrap commands. Okay. Now that we have the other ASAs running successfully, ASA2 and ASA3, they're here, and as you can see here, our ASA1 is the active member of the clustering group, that is CG1. So in order to make ASA2 and 3 part of this cluster group, you just have to type in the bootstrap commands on the secondary and the tertiary ASA. Likewise, you can have up to 16 ASAs, right? Depending on the hardware and the license. So what we will do on the primary ASAs, we will check the show run cluster, and then I need this whole of the config here, and I will copy it here, go and paste it here. Now here what I need the key, that is Cisco. I need the local unit. This is my secondary. I'll go for the secondary firewall, and this is going to be 1.2, and priority is going to be 5. I don't need these two, and then enable. Good. So this is the whole and also the mode, right? So let's go first of all do this on ASA2. So ASA2 is this one, enable. After enable, I had type enter. So this should work now. Yeah, no shut. Now after this, I need to check the show interface cluster mode. I think show cluster interface mode, something like that. Cluster interface mode is there. So that should be spanned. No interface mode. You have to make the cluster as the interface mode spanned, because we are doing the span mode. So this command needs to be added here for the third ASA. I will paste it here and a couple of enters. So after that, I will go and do these configurations. And that's said and done. Now I will enable. Once I enable, this will start looking for this will start joining the cluster group CG1, and it will find that I already have a master, so I need to change it to slave. So you can see it has, you will find some errors. It's because of the iOS version and the limitations on this. Just ignore it, and now you can see that the cluster unit transitioned from disabled to slave. Now if you check here, show cluster info, you have this is secondary. As I said, this is just a name, you can have any name. This is secondary and in state slave, and I have the cluster IP here, I have the serial number, I have the version of the code that I have installed in this, and then I have the CCL MAC. This is the MAC address of your cluster control link, which you will see it's same for every cluster member. And then the joining. Yeah, so if you go on to your ASA1 and check the clustering, not this one, this one. So you see, I am the primary and I am the state of master. But how will you, you cannot just go to the ASA and again do the show cluster info and check if it's the active with the master or not. Then you do the configuration. Yeah. So there's a beautiful command which you might have seen before in the active classes. So the command is prompt host name, and then you go and say cluster unit like that, and you can say also state. So now it says that the unit is primary and the state is master. And if you go to ASA2, which is this one, and now you see it's secondary and it is slave. Yeah. And now you are inside the cluster configuration, exit from there. Now you don't have to do any configurations on ASA2. I will just minimize this. And now let's go to ASA3. What all configuration you need to do? You need to do the same configurations until here. So I'll just again copy. Okay, I don't need to copy. I just change name to tertiary and the IP to 3.3. That's all I want. Or else I can also do the 6, so that it is going to be after ASA2. So I need to go to ASA3. This is my ASA3 and paste everything here. And yes, now once I do this, it's also going to join that and pull the configs. But as of now, I don't have any configs. If you go and check the info, you will see now 3 members. Yeah, so you have the primary, which is myself. I have the IP address 1.1. Then you have the secondary, which has 1.2. Then now you have a tertiary unit, which has the 1.3. Yes, it's also in slave mode. Now after this, once this is done, everything is smooth now. Now, first thing first, what you need to do is you need to go to the Ethernet 1 and Ethernet 0, which is inside and outside respectively, and bundle them in a channel group. So for that, what you do? Interface Ethernet 0, which is my outside. I'll say channel group. What is the group? Outside is 20 mode, and I'll say active. So I'm making that part of that ETH0 part of that channel group 20. And then I say exit and interface port channel 20. Now here, first of all, I'll do a shutdown. And here what I need to do is a command that is like expand or port channel. Yeah, port channel. cluster span or span cluster. Yeah, so you need to specify to this port channel that this belongs to a cluster. Yeah, and then also it's recommended to have a MAC address, a virtual MAC address, say 001.1111.111.111a, or you can say this is outside, so I'll keep all ones on outside and all or twos on the inside. So you have a virtual IP as well as a virtual MAC, which you define on the ASA, which is the master. So once you do this, then you go and specify the name if. So this is the outside and IP address 192.1.20.10 with a, you don't need this, but yeah, like that. You have done this. Now you have to go to the switch and enable the interface port channel 20. So let's go here, enable config T interface port channel. Port channel, okay, 20, and say no shut here, and also no shut here. Now wait for the port channel to come up. Yeah, you can see the port channel has changed to state to up. So remember this to keep it shut and unshut at the time of. So this order of operations is very important. Now to check this, I can go and say do show ether channel summary, and I'll see that this is up. The 20 is up, which is the outside. The 10 is still down. But if you go here and say show interface IP brief, now you will see the 1.20 there, and also if you see show name if, you will see that this is the outside. Now I need to go to my outside router, which is going to be my R2. I think I have already R2 there. Yeah, this one. I think I have not configured the IP address here. Do show IP interface brief. If I do, no, I don't have. So I'll go to the interface gig 0x0 IP address 10. This is my outside 192.1.20.2 and 255.255.255.0, and exit, and I'll go and configure the line VTY 0 through 4 password Cisco login transport input all and right. So my outside router is up, and I can ping from my router to the outside interface of my ASA, which is 192.1.20.10. Because my port channel is up, this should be reachable. If I go here, it will take some time. If I go to ASA 1, and if I see, yeah, this is up and this should be reachable, I'll do exit and I'll ping from here 192.1.20.2 is the router. Show IP interface brief. First of all, let me see if, okay, this is down from this side. So config T, if I do interface gigabit 0 pass 0, no shut, and again do the ping. There it is. Yeah, this one. So this should work. Now if I do show ARP, I should see that virtual MAC address which I assigned to that port channel 20. Yeah, super. So my outside interface is done. Now let's go to the inside interface. So this is automatically, so if you see show interface port channel 20 like this, you will see that this has the ETH0 of all the so this is related to all the members in the group. So if you see show cluster and you can see the resources here. No, resources usage like that. Yeah, you can see all the details here. I just want to see the interfaces that I have. No, I don't have them. So this is how, I mean, all the three firewalls will have the aggregated resources there. So connections, these many, and MAC addresses, these many, VPN sessions, you can have 15,000 like that. So you aggregate, and as of now, the local that has these things, and the secondary and the tertiary as well, you can see. So now what I want to show you is the now we will configure the ETH1, which is the internal. So likewise, you have to go to the Ethernet 1 interface and say channel group, which is the 10, and mode is active, and then exit, and then interface port channel 10, shut it, and then cluster mode, no, port channel spanned, I think mode spanned, port channel span cluster. Yeah, I forget this again and again. Yeah, so you specify the port channel span, then the MAC address again, which is recommended, not necessary. Okay, MAC address 0002.2222.2222. This is my internal MAC address or virtual MAC address. Then you specify the usual commands: name if inside, IP address 10.11.11.10 with /24. Now go to the switch, and now you have the port channel 10 down. Now go to that interface, port channel, yeah, 10, and say no shut here. And also on the ASA one, say no shut. I wait for the port channel to come up. I see change to down, and it should be up. No, not as now. And yeah, so that is up, and I'll go exit. Do show ether channel summary. If I do, you'll see that the port channel 2 is also, port channel 10 is also up. Now I need to go to the R1, which is my inside router, enable config T, and interface gig 0x0, no shut. First of all, IP address 10.11.11.1 255.255. So this is a /24 255.255.255.0 and right. Let's have I don't need that. Yeah, I need a default route pointing towards my ASA. That is done, and right. So if I see show IP interface brief here, I should have the 10 IP and it's up. So now if I ping on the 10.11.11.10, which is my inside virtual IP address of the cluster, which is reachable. If you go here now, if you go on any ASA, this is my tertiary ASA, and see it will have the same IP addresses as the master. Yeah, but if I go on to my R1 and then I telnet, which I will not be able to telnet. Now what I need to do is I need to have a reverse route on the router 2 towards the inside, which is this one. Now here I'll see you all, and config T. We'll not use natting. There is some problem with the natting, I don't know. Let's try this IP route 0.0.0.0 and 0.0.0.0, and I will be pointing towards 20.10. And now I'll go to router 1 and do the same thing again. It should be working. Yeah, there is some bug, I don't know, on this ASA. So users, because of that, there was the issue with the. So now if I go here and turn this on, As it come back, it should go into the slave mode. Okay, let me see on the ASA1 now. I am the master. ASA2 is coming up. What about ASA3? ASA3 is there, and if I see a show con here, I should see the con. Show X late here, I should see. Okay, I don't have an X late right now, but there's a connection going on. Now let me just do the cluster master here and make this as the master. So now if I go to R1, that connection is still on. This is what I wanted. Yeah, so that con connection table was already synced with the other slaves in the group, right? So that's why the connection is still on. If I do this again, so this is my master now, this is my slave, you see, and then I go do the cluster master again here. Wait for edition master to quit, use show cluster info. Okay, T cluster master. Okay, wait for this to. Okay, now I have another slave. So if I go here, this is a master, show cluster info. Okay, I have 3, which the secondary is actually coming up. I want to see, this is my secondary firewall. So if I do a show cluster info here, show cluster info here, I have the 2 boxes in slave mode, and the tertiary one is my master. So if I see show con here, the connection table should be here as well. That is the reason I was. So now if I do a cluster master here to make this as the master, now if I go to R1, that connection should still be on. So even if I go and do so let's do a continuous ping to R2 enable ping, enable, and okay, I need to exit and then ping 192.1.20.2. So I'm going through the firewall, which will not be allowed because the return traffic will be dropped. So I'll go to the master, and what I'll do is I'll just configure an access list out, permit ICMP any EQ EQ echo reply, echo, and then reply, access group out, in interface outside. So now that ping should work, and then with a repeat count of say some 10,000 lakh. Okay, now I am on ASA. So let's go here and AC this one. So first of all, what I'll do is who is the master for me? This is slave ASA1, ASA2, no, ASA2 is the master. Okay, let's go to ASA2 and let me see this. Okay, ASA2 stop. Now I need to go here to see nothing. ASA2 is, let's stop it. Okay, nice. Nothing is stopped. ASA2 gone. So I see a single drop here, which means it did make the transition. So now who is the master? So I see ASA1 is the master. Let's go to ASA1. Stop it. Now let's go to this. I can see there is drop of packets here. Now this should transition to ASA3. So this has become ASA3. If I see show con here, so this is having some issues here because we did reboot. That's why. So now if I go to ASA1, okay, ASA3 is the one. Yeah. So ASA3 is having some issues. Let's start ASA1 and ASA2 here. Now for the time being, this router obviously it's going to drop, but you can see this transition right from the master to the slave becoming a master. But there is some issue with the virtual software that we are having. So you can try it at your place. This is how it is done, and you can hope you understood the concept. It's better that you go on and try this on your side. Build a lab like this. If you face any issues, just ping me in the comment and I will try to reply as soon as possible. So that's it for the video, and see you in my next video. Till then, bye bye.